Hi everyone. So as you know, right now I'm currently in the middle of going through my craft room and doing a little bit of de-stash, little giveaway, those kinds of things. Donate, should I say. And I want to take a moment to work with some of the newer items I just picked up on HSN. And that would not be these things, but it would be the Griffin 3D Paradise dies and then the Paradise Cardstock collection. So I will link these items in the description box, again, possibly embed in the video here with HSN and YouTube. And those would be affiliate links, which means I make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. I will say the Paradise Cardstock, for whatever reason, sometimes HSN and YouTube, they have like a little glitch where I can't actually link a certain product. And then even when something first launches on HSN, I can't get that link for like 24 hours. I do have a couple different affiliate programs, but the one with YouTube is kind of weird. And sometimes I'll have it written out and then you can click on it. And that's a different affiliate program, but I prefer the YouTube one. I like the way the reports look and all that, the information I get from those. So I try to use that one as much as I can. I will say, if you want to use, like the one that's going to pop you over to the Paradise Dies, when you get to HSN in the search, you can type in, well, if you typed in Griffin Paradise Cardstock, it's not going to come up. For whatever reason, when this was released, it was at the same time that they released like the Crop at Home 5 individual paper crafting kits. And if you recall, when HSN first released those, I guess it was something they weren't supposed to do because they pulled them down within like an hour or two. This was there, and it also had weird titles, like the names weren't what you would think. So this one also says like AG, para, something, card, like it's just weird and it's all stuck together. And so I think for that reason this exists in like a weird space. But if you use my link, pop over there. You don't have to buy that item, but it still has the affiliate relationship, or however you like to get there, of course. In the search, just type in Griffin and then sort by newest. And then you'll see it like a few items down. This will come up. But I won't be able to link it like with the YouTube links. I'll try to link with my old school links, but I prefer, like I said, the YouTube ones. But okay. So, in doing this, I was like, okay, I don't have a sentiment. We have this paper. Obviously, we're going to make a card base. What do I use for a sentiment? So, I brought this out, and it was still actually packaged. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I was looking for. The vintage travel card toppers as I've been working through my stash here. But this is perfectly brand new. It hasn't been touched. I know I already have one that I opened. And so I think I'm going to de-stash this because if I haven't used it in, a year or two, whatever it was when this came out, I probably won't use it, right? So I do have the original box because I liked it so much I ordered another one. So I think I'm going to de-stash this one, perfectly brand new, in its packaging instead of messing around with this. So I'm going to put that to the side. And then I saw these guys and I thought, well, maybe this will work, just something generic, but it's summary. I don't know. So there are different things in this nearest and dearest stickers bundle. So it has words and then it has like brother, mother, aunt, whatever it is. So I think that's cute. And you know what? Actually, the colors go really well. Look at that. I didn't even think about that. I was just looking at the subject matter. I was looking for like a sentiment. But this is like perfect. So if you have these, maybe that's the time to pull them out. Okay, I'm going to keep pausing every few seconds because for whatever reason my camera did something weird earlier where it just ate my video and didn't save it to my SD card. So I'm going to pause every few just to make sure I don't lose a bunch of footage. And in the meantime, I'll go ahead and grab a card base. I'll be right back. Okay, I was going to make my own card base, but you know what? I have all these bits that I just came across as I guess I probably did a review to show you guys these Crop at Home, I would say 4. Border dies, and then I was actually thinking maybe doing something different than a 5x7. I was like, well, maybe we do, just a different shape. How about a 6-inch card base, since I don't hardly ever use these, and this is a good way to use it. I think this is a 6-inch card base, yes. And then we can cut up our paper real easily. And then maybe I was thinking about doing a band down the center, so that'll still work. We can use this and just cut it right in half, right? So I'll use one of these guys. And let's see. I was in this video going to show you a little trick, and this is funny because, of course, I can take this paper at 6x8, and leave our big sheets for our scrapbooking, so maybe I'll do that. Oh, they are double-sided too, right? Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. I wonder. Oh, I have an idea. Okay, I really like this paper. I like the colors and everything that's on here. So I'll use this one, but what I wanted to show you guys was how to cut up a 12-inch piece of paper to make 4 5x7 mats, and I've shown you guys before, and this is actually something I learned from Griffin, and not even anytime recently. I want to say it was like HD TV time, like a long time, decades ago. So every once in a while I think she shows it, but it's just an easy way to cut one of these guys up, and I don't want to confuse people, but I don't know if it's worth cutting up this paper. I guess I can use for matte layers if I use this. I really got this for scrapbooking. Like, this is the craziest paper. Maybe this one. What's on the back side? Yeah, I'll use this one, since the colors are a little bit different. I'll show you how to use that to cut it up and get your mats, and I'm sure you've seen this before, but maybe it's a good refresher. So I'm not going to draw all over this. I'm going to actually cut in real time for you guys. So 12-inch square, right? So what you want to do, and I do a lot of 5 and 7s. I might kick the arm out. If I really think about it, I probably don't even have to kick the arm out, but we're not going to do that. So from 5 inches, well, maybe actually it'll work. So from 5 inches, we're going to take our trimmer and bring it down to 7. And you know, most trimmers have like a little area where you can see exactly where that's pointing at. And so here's 7 inches. We're going to bring it right down to that 7-inch mark. So if you can imagine, you already have something that's 5 by 7, right? And then we're going to turn this. I think I might be able to get away with just doing 5 inches. I'm going to turn it to the left one time. Here's that slit, right? So this is already 7 inches because this was 5, right? This 5, so it leaves 7 over here. So all I'm going to do is butt this up to 5 inches. And we're already at 7 inches. I mean, I can start here and just bring it up. 1 5 by 7, right? Okay. So now what we're going to do is turn again. I don't know if this... I'm always bad at clockwise, counterclockwise. It's counterclockwise. Just keep turning. Or you can turn the other way, but this is the easier one in my opinion. So this is already 7 inches because you took 5 inches off of this side. So again, we're going to butt this up at 5 because this is 7 inches long here. So we're going to butt this up at 5. And, well, I always like to cut up. So I'm just used to bringing it down here. I'm going to cut up. You have another 5 by 7. Okay. Ooh, I think we're going to be able to just use all the 5s, which is awesome. Now we're going to turn it again, counterclockwise. Whichever way you decide to go, just keep going that way, okay? Butt it up again at 5, you can imagine, and this last cut will give you 2 more 5 by 7 pieces. And what's funny is you think 5 and 7 is 12, like how you end up with this. But you end up with this little square, and that's just the math, guys. That's just what it does. It gives you a 2-inch square. So funny. You would think the whole thing is taken up. So there you go, 4 5 by 7 mats, and I mean, really no paper waste, right? So there we have that. But for this card, I was going to matte layer the whole thing, which is hardly something I do, but what's going to be fun is I'm just going to cut this. I mean, I'll probably cut this piece off. A lot of this is going to be covered up if we do that center ruffle thing. So 6 inches. And this paper is 6 by 8, so cutting this at 6 inches should leave you a 6-inch square. And I was thinking about using a piece down the center. Now, I could definitely just take this piece and turn it over. The direction is not what I want. I will be honest about that. That is interesting. I didn't notice that. Oh, you know why? Because it's off the other side. Okay, that's fine. What I'm thinking is we're going to cut into this and just flip this center piece so you have the one piece of paper with 2 colors. How about that? I'm trying to think. Is this 2 inches? It is, right? That looks pretty good. I mean, if I had a 2-inch piece and then we're going to run this guy up on either side or something. Is that too much? I don't know. I think that's okay. So I am going to cut it from the center. You don't have to. I mean, you can just cut off the side. No, actually, you do need to. You have to cut it up. All right. So 2-inch. And another 2-inch. And I think that'll be good. Okay, let me put these down. I'm not going to do anything. I'm leaving them exactly the way they are. Okay, so we have our card. Should we make it so it opens this way just to be fun? Sure. Okay, these flowers are very interesting. They're huge. They're facing all different ways. You know, I feel like it kind of needs to go this way, in my opinion, like this big guy, but then this guy's kind of facing a weird way. I don't know. And then this branch is coming out of nowhere. Okay, fine. Let's go back to this way. That's just, I don't know. Okay, we're going to open it like this. So basically, essentially, you can imagine that these guys are just going to be glued to the sides like this. And then this guy, we'll just flip it and put the little border pieces on it, okay? So we can glue them down now because, I mean, obviously we're just going to glue them down. Oh, I'm trying to use this more often, so I'm trying not to forget. So we have that. And again, I used to go around all the corners. I will tell you, this new tape that I refill, I love it. Somebody had said that their scotch has never been a problem, so that's great. For me, it was almost always a problem, but especially recently, whenever I try to use it, it always flips on me. And if you guys see any videos, anyway, I'm not going to beat a dead horse here, but I've already talked about that. It just would have issues. I don't know. And then, like I said, I've bought packages where they were wound backwards. Like, it was not correct. And I've heard from a lot of you guys, like, you've had that experience too. So, anyway, this tape is from Amazon, and it's been really good. Well, I've only had it for a few days in there. I'm like, it's been really good. But look at that. Look how perfectly it's stuck down. I don't know. Something about it is working for me. A lot of times with the other one, I would have to, when you go like this, it wouldn't actually tear, and it would still, come out. This stuff is doing what it's supposed to. Okay, I'm gonna put this one on this edge. And again, when I use this stuff, I am careful because obviously you don't want to have to reposition things, but just trying to be as careful as I can. Okay. So, I haven't used these pieces yet, obviously. If you want to put this up on dimensionals, you can definitely do that, or just stick it down flat. I think I'm going to stick it down flat because the sticker has dimension. This, I don't know. Again, if you were doing this one this way, you could just leave the whole paper and put this one on top, but it is a way to save paper, right? Because now I have this to use for something else. And if you're a scrapbooker, that's important to you, right? I have all these pieces now. Honestly, I could layer a couple of them, if you want to add more. But, how much of the background do you want to cover up? I mean, that looks really pretty, actually. I like that. But we're going to end up covering quite a bit of this. Just one of the pieces. I do like the color of the white, or this off-white. It looks very fresh, but I do also like the gold. Should we use both? Should we use both? I also have this one. Obviously you can make them as white. I don't know. I feel like this one matches up, pairs up better. And this can be as white or as not white as you like. I don't know. There's a little problem with that one. I mean, this one too, with the gold. You can also kind of do this kind of thing. Let's see. That one gives, a similar effect, but it's just a little less wide. Oh my gosh, I can't grab this. Hold on. Oh, how about this and this? I don't know why some combinations look better than others. But let's say we had that. It is less. Okay, so anyway, I was just showing you different things. Of course, you can do all sorts of different things. I think we will go back to the original one. I like the way that looks, even though we are doing quite a bit. So maybe we bring this in a little bit more. And maybe I glue this. Because this one, I don't know what happened there. Well, I do know what happened there. I was running it through with, I think that wasn't as long. I'm not sure why I'm putting glue on the very back. I should put it here. And I had to run it through twice, so it must have moved a little bit, and it did that. So let's say like this. Yep, that's pretty good. Move this over here. And I'm gonna cut this at 6 inches. I could use the ATG for that too. I just wanted to use a wet glue. The only thing that drives me nuts about this is that it's perfectly ending here, but not really. I guess, it kind of is the middle where I have a scallop. And no one's going to pay that close attention to it, but that's the kind of thing I look at. Oh, okay. Let's leave the rough cut at the bottom for that one, and then this one too if we turn it. So the perfectly rounded is going to be at the top, and a rough cut down at the bottom. And I'm going to use this because, again, it's a wet glue, and unless you tear it, it's not going anywhere. And I like that about wet glues. And I'm just going to lay that on there. And if you want to make sure things are nice and straight, of course, you can use your grids. I pretty much eyeball everything. Get a little bit more up. There we go. all I did was press it and it kind of popped up. So I can tuck this under here. Oh, what happened there? Oh, you know what it is? Ugh, that's gonna drive me nuts. Okay, I'm gonna make one side exactly the same. These aren't actually 12 inches. When you're using the inside of the die, it's a little smaller. So I'm gonna have to cover that up somehow. I don't know what that will be. Or I take this off. Is it still wet? I could take it off and take a little bit off so it's more level. It's kind of not what I was going for. That's okay. I'll try to put something. No, I don't think we're gonna be able to do that. Okay. And when I say we, I mean me. Okay. That's gonna drive me nuts, but I'm just gonna take a little bit off of this. Like the smallest amount, we're gonna split the difference. They're just a little bit smaller than 12 inches, that inside die. And I didn't think about that. Now I'm totally eyeballing this. Oh, this is great. Okay, hold on. A little bit more. Okay. See how it just like wipes away because it's plastic, you know? Which is fine because it gave me time to work with it. Okay, that's about equal. Okay. Push that side in a little bit more. Not that much. My goodness. Okay. I'm going to let that sit for just a minute and then we'll put it on our card. Okay. Well, that was not a surprise I wanted. I totally forgot. They're a little different. So it is going to be a little short. That's all right. And again, if you want to put dimensionals, that looked lovely. Just try to make this a little bit flatter. Just basically lining that up in that gap that is there. That looks pretty good. And I suppose you could also line that up so you can see that you're exactly right there. Yeah, perfect. Okay, I'm going to put something heavy on top of this and then I'll be back. And what I mean by that is like usually put something like this. And like a little machine. And I will be back. In the meantime, I'll look for some, I don't know if I'm going to use the seashells, you know, just the leaves. I don't think I'll use the trees. Yeah, we'll see. Okay. Let's see. You know, I took a little break and I forgot what it looked like. It looks really pretty. Little glue there or something. But yeah, I like that. Okay. Let's see about this part and then I'll see if I want to do leaves, shells, what I'm thinking. Boss. Oh, that's interesting. Boss, aunt, friend, brother. I like both these friend ones. I wanted something that's a little bit larger. For my... just for you. Oh, that's kind of nice because you don't have to, like, just for you. So, like, for my friend, my dearest friend. That works too. My favorite friend. I love you. What did I just say I liked? Oh, just for you. Let's see. I do like the green of the For My because it just does something different. And then, you know, the little images I have here, they're just kind of placing it wherever or just kind of like a little crooked kind of thing, which is a little more playful. I don't know. I don't... Should I do it? I feel like I say, oh, you can do something, and then I always, you know, straighten it out. Okay, we'll see. Also, I grabbed this green and I thought actually it might work really nicely. Just this, I mean, I like the way that looks. That looks nice and clean and still a little summery. I don't know. Let's run these guys through. Actually, let me show you the inspo on this. I just realized I don't think we looked at it. Oh my goodness. Come on out. Oh, that's why. It's stuck on like all these little tapes that are still exposed there. So they have some little something here and there of how you might want to use this. I was thinking about bringing out some dies for the background, but then I just didn't. So there you go. That's really cute. Gold. I don't know. Okay, let's try running through a couple of these. And again, there are 2 and I like 3s, but it might just work. So let me see what this looks like. And I'm just going to run it through my marquee. And let me see how that looks. Oh, I found these little sharp scissors, and they're really sharp, the point and everything. I'm like, oh, where'd I get these? They're like dangerous sharp, you know? But I found them. Oh my gosh. I'm afraid of those scissors. Let's see if that gives enough embossing. That's what I'm looking at. A lot of times when there's enough pressure, because, you know, the Anna Griffin dies, in my opinion, feel a little thicker than some other dies. But a lot of times if I'm going to do this, I'll run a piece of foam, craft foam, in the background. But yeah, I mean, look at that. That's pretty good. Okay. Let me see if that's... Oh, they're kind of facing it in different ways, which is fine. It's not 100% my favorite. That is okay, though. Let's do this guy, the little bit larger one. I'll run this through some gold paper and see what that looks like. Tell you, I just went back through all my little scraps of paper to organize them again, and somebody asked how they would like to see it, so maybe in the next short I do, I'll show you that really quickly. But, you know, I was able to find little things like this real quick. I'll probably toss this now at this point, but, you know, sometimes you need little tiny pieces like that. You never know, but that's really small. Oh, that's cute. I mean, it's very matchy-matchy with the gold in the background, but I think that looks cute. Okay, so... these guys, you know, I was debating putting dimensionals behind the leaves, but I think what I'll do is kind of like where they are right now. Just put some glue back here and let them do their own thing, but you can put dimensionals so you can control that. I'll hold that down again. Let me take the back off. This is very thick. Oh, that's why, because it has 3 layers, see? I knew it seemed bulky already, and that's kind of why I put the background flat. Just something about it seemed like it was going to be bulky. Okay. And does that drive you guys nuts that I have it kind of crooked and that's where I eyeball from? I don't know. As a viewer, I don't know if that's bothersome. Oh my gosh, look, it's so bleached out, but it says friend. Okay. Cute. I mean, this thing does have maybe something like that, huh? You know, it has personality because they're all the same length on the little arms, which is nice. Let's see here. I'm looking for maybe a little bit thicker, a little bit higher. Is that thick enough to go in there? Sure. How about this one? Okay, perfect. Maybe one more in the center. Now, sometimes I'll put glue here, so where it touches, it's going to hold on, but, you know, it's up to you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, even that, actually, I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. I don't know why that bothers me a little bit. So I'm going to hold on to that, and then we'll stick this down. Okay, I'm seriously just sitting here holding that down. Okay. So this guy, the reason it looks funny is because it's a double layer at the base. So like if you put it there and you stick it down, it's going to flatten that out. If you tuck it behind here, I mean, you can do that, but there's also dimensional in there that doesn't really let you bring it down probably as far as I would like. So you can leave this backing on here. I have asked you guys, like, do you know if you sent off a card and you just left this paper on and put some glue, has it fallen off, you know, that kind of thing? And I understand some people say, yes, it did. And actually, the day I was going through my stuff and I had a card that just the whole front like fell off. But it was liner tape, but it kind of leaves like little dots. So I don't know if that was repositional or what happened, but I was like, oh no, this card like fell apart. But so I'm just touching this to make it less sticky. I don't really deal with it that much, but if you want, you know, hit it with some cornstarch, some baby powder, your embossing buddy, you know, your Heat Emboss Buddy so it takes a little bit of that stickiness off. And I want you to see how this dimension that I just used is this thick, and this one that I want to use now is like half the thickness. And I'm just going to put a piece on this side. Obviously, put as much as you like. I know some people really deck it out with dimensionals, but I have just those two. And I just wanted to clear this little area. So if it touches it, great. If it doesn't, that's fine. I just want that to be like there. Oh, at a jaunty angle. We love it. Okay. And then, the little glue is touching this, right? The stickiness of the sticker itself. And that is my card, guys. I mean, pearls, rhinestones, all those kinds of things you want to deck it out with. I think this came together really well. Like, there's a lot going on, but not too much. I feel like you still appreciate that paper in the background. And this, the whole thing, I feel like it works. All right, guys, it feels very fresh, Well, thanks for watching. I will have images coming up. I'll have links in the description box. And I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.